and welcome to a channel that recently changed to a metaphysical channel. However, yesterday I discussed what could have gone wrong with the Dreamliner, and with more and more information that's coming out, I have an update for you. Now, I want you to know I am not an expert. I am not a mechanic. I am not a pilot, although I have flown ultralights. An ultralight is nothing like a Boeing 787. So let's have a look at the update. So, summary of the known facts so far. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner had an excellent historic safety record. The weather was normal. There was no bird strike, no obvious runway debris. They used the entire runway and perhaps a bit more, kicking up dust, which indicates low, insufficient thrust or drag. Nose up, lift off achieved, but struggled to gain altitude. They climbed to only 400 feet in the air, then dropped abruptly. Mayday call made during or just after rotation, which meant pilots sensed an immediate emergency. The landing gear still down during climb. It looked like they were in the process of retracting it. The RAT, which is a ram air turbine, deployed. Survivor reports a loud bang and flickering lights 30 seconds after takeoff. The wreckage shows a severe fire, but tail section oddly less burnt. There was an experienced captain with 18,000 hours, a junior but licensed co-pilot with approximately 1,100 hours. There was no sign so far of a weather event or sabotage. The key piece is the RAT. The RAT, which is a ram air turbine, is an emergency mini turbine that drops into the slipstream to provide minimal hydraulic electric power if both engines or the main electrical supply fail. So, the fact that the RAT deployment strongly indicates they lost primary electrical power or multiple engines or a critical hydraulic system. Let's look at the likely mechanical scenario. Putting all together, the probable chain is: number 1, during the takeoff roll, one or both engines likely suffered a severe power issue, maybe a compressor stall, a surge, a bird strike into core which has been ruled out, or a catastrophic internal failure, or an electric bus failure which caused the engine control system, the FADEC, malfunction. Number 2, the pilots sensed insufficient thrust. Explains using the entire runway plus more. They were right at decision speed. Rejecting would have risked overrunning and hitting obstacles, so they opted to lift off and troubleshoot airborne. Number 3, gear not retracted. They were troubleshooting multiple alarms or failure indications, trying to get clean air speed, and assess power output. If electric power went out mid-retraction, gear motors stop mid-cycle. Number 4, the RAT auto-deployed. Because main or backup electrical supply failed or hydraulic pressure was lost, critical on the Dreamliner, which is highly fly-by-wire and electric. Number 5, loud bang and flickering lights. Could match a generator, bus failure, or engine mechanical failure that impacted the electrical bus. When an engine's generator fails violently, it can take the bus down with it. Number 6, the climb rate too poor. Remaining thrust, drag from gear, drag from flaps not fully retracted, plus pilots distracted by emergency equals too heavy to maintain climb, especially fully fueled for the long haul. Number 7, stall and crash. Airspeed dropped below safe margin because drag stayed high, thrust low, and pitch up attitude possibly held too high as they tried to stay airborne. Let's look at the most plausible root cause. Severe dual electrical bus failure, possibly triggered by a single engine failure or an electrical short. Partial or total loss of thrust on at least one engine. Gear and flaps in incorrect state due to conflicting emergency checklists, loss of control systems, or loss of hydraulic electric actuators. The RAT auto-deployed as final backup to keep flight controls alive. Now the mechanical prime suspects. Number 1, engine core failure, which led to a generator failure, which led to bus failure, which led to the RAT. Number 2, electric short fire in power distribution disables generator and engine control, which leads to loss of thrust and RAT deploys. Number 3, very unlikely but possible, uncontained engine failure hitting both hydraulic lines. The Dreamliner has redundant hydraulics powered by engines and electric pumps. This is shaping up not as pure pilot error, but as a complex, catastrophic systems failure in a highly redundant plane. The crew were forced to make the lesser evil decision, lift off and troubleshoot versus guaranteed runaway overrun. I sensed that something was wrong first is absolutely correct. The pilots fought bravely, but faced a near impossible scenario at full fuel weight. Again, I want to say to you that I am not a specialist in this. This is what I have looked up that could have happened, and there are more correct theories out there by verified pilots and mechanics to possibly and probably the truth of the matter. Again, my heart and thoughts go out to loved ones who have lost people on the plane and the ground. This is why we should value life. Life is precious. So please be kind to one another and to yourselves. Love, light, and blessings. This is Jam Out, and please do not take what I said as the truth. They are still looking at the black box and at the pilot recording to see, and I'm sure it's going to take quite a while for the truth to finally come out. Bye for now.